All right, so the last segment this week, we're going to talk about coaches that are on the hot seat this year. So I'm going to start with my first one.
Okay.
Or my first and only one that I think is really on the hot seat this year.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Mike McCarthy of the Dallas Cowboys.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
I think he's on the hot seat this year. Not only is he on the hot seat, but just off on a tangent a little bit, a player on the hot seat is Dak Prescott. So they're one and the same on the hot seat. Been in the playoffs, the last two seasons, two or three seasons, and then bounce in the first round, bounce in the second round. I think if they're Super Bowl or bust, I think this year at this
For sure. The way they loaded up.
Yeah, they have.
Definitely.
As much as I don't like the Cowboys, I think they have a really, really good shot getting to the NFC Championship game and going to the Super Bowl. As much as I hate to say it.
I agree.
And they haven't been in like 30 years. So
I agree. It's the best shot they've had in, I'll say, since the Dez Bryant no-catch.
True. And the way Jerry Jones is saying like, hey, yeah, I'm not going to pay this guy. Like, I got to pay this guy. Yeah. And just walking around saying stuff.
You got to make cuts.
I think this is it for Coach McCarthy and Dak.
I agree. I feel like that's a fair one because how I look at it with that, you have everything you need to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
So be successful.
That's all you got to do.
Like, and I don't think the totem pole, but I don't think the bar is set so high as a Super Bowl for them. I think it's win 1 to 2 playoff games. You kept not giving me that.
Right.
I feel like I've given you more than you had with the Packers, and you won with them.
It's not even close. Like they beat Tom Brady last year or whatever, but it was Tom Brady in year 20.
They had issues anyway,
and Tampa Bay was a shell of itself anyway.
For sure.
that was a must. Like that was an easy win for them.
Yeah.
But then what they put out there against the 49ers,
nothing.
Like
against backup Brock Purdy, backup Brock Purdy,
Mr. Irrelevant, bro.
Yeah, but he a dog though.
Sure,
like that's the best Mr. Irrelevant I have ever seen.
Yeah,
bro.
but you gotta be able to take advantage of that, of him being a rookie in that moment. You gotta be able to light that defense up and
for sure.
And get after him, and they didn't.
They just game playing well. I think that's the difference in coaching. Kyle Shanahan is a phenomenal. He's a dog when it comes to coaching. He should have that Falcon Super Bowl. He should have that under his belt as one of the greatest coached offensive coaching performances. But I feel like that first half was so phenomenal for an offensive side.
Yeah,
they should have just won that. They had simple things to do that they didn't execute on.
True,
but. That's the difference in coaching. I don't expect that from Mike. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, that's another topic for another day. For me, I have another Mike for you.
Now I'm thinking of all the Mikes.
I'm going Tennessee Titans Mike Vrabel.
Oh,
now
really?
So I do. I feel like the Titans have been in this place of mediocrity since like that Super Bowl run they had where they lost to the Rams on the 1, and that's been 22 years at this point.
Right.
I'm not saying I think he'll be gone, but I do think aggressive moves will happen based upon the success of this season because the division is winnable.
It's true.
The division has been winnable for the last 2 years, and they did not. Like especially last year. There's no reason the Jags should have won that division, but they did. So my philosophy is I understand that you got rid of A.J. Brown, but you were misusing him anyway. But I mean, he in a better situation. I'm not saying or taking stances on Ryan Tannehill or Jalen Hurts. Obviously, we'll pick Jalen Hurts, but arm talent-wise, I feel like they both cool.
Yeah.
They both solid. They get the ball to you. You're just not utilizing AJ because the focus is on producing for Derrick Henry because you have that mammoth of a human. But
massive guy.
But to me, it's like, dude, you have had decent rosters.
Right.
For years and it has not amounted to anything. Not saying that it's time to just blow it up, which it probably is. It's time to just tank for two. We're bringing that back. But I think it's just time to like put in all in and just say, all right, we're just starting over. You know, sometimes you just bad gambling. You got 2 chips left. Let's push the chips in and just say, all right.
All in.
Let's fold them.
Yeah.
But so to me, it's like now you have DeAndre Hopkins. It's not a super great pickup because of how old he is now, and he's on the back half of his career. It's not like prime. He's still great, but he's not prime D-Hop. But you have a number one receiver now. Mm-hmm. Do something with it. Win the division. I doubt they do, but win the division. Because if not, it's time.
It's gonna be tough. I don't think they win the division either, just because Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence is a better coach quarterback duo. Mm-hmm. Vrabes is a defensive minded coach. So even with the additions on the offense, and then the other wide receiver they got is Traylon Burks, and he shown some flashes last year. But
for sure,
I just don't think they got enough to make it happen. So that's interesting that you said he's on a hot seat. I never thought of him as being on a hot seat just because he helped make the Titans so much better. Yeah. But that's interesting. I think I could see him like really being questioned about his role there.
Yeah,
but,
it's time to start it.
Who else is out there? Do you blow it up at that point? And then with D-Hop going there, does he feel like now he made a bad decision? Because really, that's where wide receivers go to die anyway. So the whole D-Hop thing going to the Titans to me was really like, really, you should have picked the Patriots. But.
Mm-hmm, I agree. But I just look at it. It's like, they respect Derrick Henry. You have a decent scheme there.
Yeah.
And it's like most receivers are pretty much game changers. You get one that's good enough, changes your situation.
Right.
So when I look at it and I look at this move for D-Hop going there, it's a situation changer because there wasn't a lot of great receiver play and it was heavy on Derrick's success to win.
Right.
So, yes, circumstances, injuries happen, blah, blah, blah. But, dude, you're in a division you should win every year. Every year you should have won that division.
The Texans might creep up on them this year.
They might, but all right, let's see. Like, who was in that division? You got Jacksonville, Tennessee, Texans, and then you have Indiana.
Yeah.
Or Indianapolis. So you have those teams, and none of them are like elite. I feel like the Jags have the closest potential to develop there because they've been rebuilding for so long. And they actually have drafted well. Like for all you guys who just start watching, Jalen Ramsey was there. You had a great team. They had a conference final or conference championship appearance against the Patriots. Mm-hmm. So they had a good run, but no good coaching, no good leadership. Right. And sometimes you have a roster that is ready, but you just need a person to utilize the pieces better. Which for Denver, nothing crazy changed.
Right.
So, nevertheless, I digress. I'm not saying he's going to get fired, but I think that the expectations could be leading in that way.
Yeah, the expectations are high for him, and that's interesting. That's an interesting take. I'm going to look at that really closely. Mike McCarthy's gone after this year, though.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to call it.
If there's no win, no champion, no Super Bowl, it's over with. I think it's done, because I feel like he's been on the hot seat the last 2 years.
3.
But since he's got there, actually.
Since he got there.
Yeah, I feel it. But all right, we'll catch y'all next week.
I appreciate y'all.